Hey guys, what's up? This is Bret. Welcome to this week's Friday on the Turntable. Today is Friday, January 18th, 2013 AD. Before we get started on today's feature, I'd just like to thank all my new subscribers and a huge shout out to both the band The Church and their singer Steve Kilby for reposting my video from last week on their album Starfish to all their fans on Facebook. That was really cool. My video got hundreds of hits, and so that was really cool. So anyways, for those of you guys new to my channel, my name is Bret Helm. I'm the singer of a band called Audra, and I write a music blog called Life on This Planet, which is also the name of my YouTube channel here. So this week, as you can see from the title of the video, I am talking about a British band called Siouxsie and the Banshees and their album Juju. This was their fourth record, which came out on June 6th, 1981. As you can see here, this is my copy, little cutout there. Promo copy for Gem Records here. Says that it includes a free single for Israel, limited edition, but that was missing in the package here. So before I start talking about this album, I want to give you guys a context of what else was going on in the music world in 1981. So I pulled out 5 records here that I thought kind of showed a little bit of diversity between them. First one was the first Depeche Mode album, Speak and Spell, 1981. Journey's Escape, huge album, Don't Stop Believin', Open Arms, yeah, Stone in Love. Journey Escape. Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman. Bauhaus's second album, Mask. It's a killer one. Nice gatefold. And the second U2 album, October. All came out in 1981, the same year as today's album, Juju. So, like I said, it was their fourth album. It was preceded by Kaleidoscope, which was the first album to feature the new drummer Budgie and John McGeoch, who was the guitar player in Magazine, and he also went on to play in Visage and Public Image Limited with John Lyon from the Sex Pistols. And this was produced by Nigel Gray, who co-produced and engineered the first 3 Police albums. So he did this one, and he also had done Kaleidoscope before this as well. And this I'll go out there and just say is my favorite Siouxsie and the Banshees album, primarily because it combines, it's the perfect blend of the rawness of their first 2 albums, Scream and Join Hands, but it's kind of blends together the poppiness, or I don't know if poppiness is the right word, but the catchiness of their later work, like stuff from Peep Show and stuff. So it's a really perfect blend of the 2, and John McGeoch's guitar playing on this is just really really ace, as well as the tribal drums of Budgie's. Just really tom heavy beats, as you can hear on stuff like Spellbound. Just really cool. The album was preceded by a single of the track, oh my god, it was Israel. Yeah, the track Israel, sorry. And a lot of the British bands at the time, early 80s, late 70s, would release these non-album singles before an album, and it kind of guided you in the direction of what the next album was going to be like. And Israel was a great representation of that. I don't have the single for that to show you, but just to give you an idea, like The Cure's Charlotte Sometimes was one of those non-albums. U2's A Celebration. It's just those non-album. Joy Division had some non-album tracks in between non-album singles between albums. So that's that. I also wanted to show you the CD version. This is the remastered one that came out in 2006, and they kind of did a little, like a little digipack here, which had Fireworks as a bonus track, which is the single that followed the album, another non-one. So the 2 singles from Juju were Spellbound, which was the opening track, and Arabian Nights, and both of those singles had some non-album B-sides, which was always really cool. And I brought this out to show you guys, because the The B-sides that were on Spellbound were Follow the Sun and Slap Dash Snap. I had to write that one down. It's just too hard to remember. And then the B-sides for Arabian Nights were Supernatural Thing and Congo Conga. And I picked this up a few years ago used. I got a really super good deal on it. And it's the B-sides and rarities box that it collects all of Siouxsie and the Banshees B-sides, non-album tracks. And this is a really cool four CD set with a huge booklet. It's comparable to The Cure's Join the Dots, which came out before that, so you can see. And the fourth disc is the Thorn EP, which was an EP that came out in the 80s as well, and it has a huge thick booklet which has the lyrics of the songs and little descriptions for each B-side, and quotes from Siouxsie and Steve Severn and Budgie about the track. All right. So my favorite tracks on this album, the first one that just immediately comes to mind is the second song, Into the Light, which I think is a great track. And what else is on here? Night Shift, which is kind of the album's kind of longer centerpiece, which starts off side 2. Halloween, great. Spellbound, as I already mentioned, just excellent. Halloween, Arabian Nights, it's just an excellent album. And like I said earlier, is without a doubt my favorite Siouxsie and the Banshees record. There is, after John McGeoch left the band, he kind of collapsed on stage, on tour, and his replacement was a guy named Robert Smith. Now, some of you guys may know who Robert Smith is. I'm sure a lot of you do. He was the singer of The Cure, or he is the singer of The Cure. He stepped in and played guitar on tour, and there's a great live documentary, that live album and concert film called Nocturne, which is definitely worth picking up. And I think that was on the Kiss in the Dream House tour, which was the album that followed Juju. So definitely keep your eye out for that one. It's a really great live recording. I think it's a double album on vinyl, pretty sure. I remember picking it up on VHS a really long time ago. So that's definitely a one to look out for. Live, Siouxsie and the Banshees, I had an opportunity to see them on the 1991 Lollapalooza, but I was unable to. I had to leave town to go to my sister's wedding, and I missed them. So I was only able to catch them one time, and it was on their I think it was their last tour. It was in 2002. I drove out 1 week and saw actually a couple really great shows. David Bowie with Moby played in Irvine, California, and then Siouxsie and the Banshees played at the Hollywood Palladium with David J. from Bauhaus. Love and Rockets opened the show. My memory of that Siouxsie and the Banshees show was pretty, I would say, lackluster. I don't think the band, it just didn't feel like the band was really together. So it probably wasn't the best representation to see them. I would have loved to have seen them on that Lollapalooza tour. Just a little side note. Well, actually, I'll get to that in a second. So as far as Siouxsie and the Banshees, Juju, keep your eye out for this one. Definitely good. I don't see it very often, and when I came across this used copy, I just immediately just jumped on it because the last time I'd seen it was a pretty beat up copy. So this one was good, although it has the cutout. Was definitely worth getting. I just spun it just to get excited for this video right before, and the album has just such a tribal energy. It's exciting, it's dark, it kind of runs this whole kind of chaotic mood. Just starts off with all this chaos, it ends with chaos, and it has these kind of pop songs that are really blanketed with a lot of darkness to them. So it's kind of a sneaky album. So with that in mind, I figured I would show you guys the rest of my Siouxsie and the Banshees vinyl collection. I figured you guys that'd be interesting for the VC vinyl community here, and for all you other guys watching out here. So Siouxsie's career started with this album. This was their first one. The Scream came out in 1978, out on Geffen Records. That was the first one. That was followed by Join Hands from 1979. A great track on here called Icon. A really interesting little side note for some of my friends that collect 8 tracks. The first 2 Siouxsie albums, the Scream and Join Hands, actually were released on 8 track. Did not know that until I did a little research today. So after Join Hands was Kaleidoscope, which I'm missing in my vinyl collection, and then Juju. Then there's a couple more albums, Kiss in the Dream House, Hyena, which I am also missing on vinyl, which VC member Robbie Olavox had dropped me a message saying that Hyena may be on its way to me, so very excited about that. After that then was 1986's Tinderbox, which had a song everyone probably knows, Cities and Dust, and that was followed by an album of all covers, Through the Looking Glass, which featured tracks from The Doors, Iggy Pop, Roxy Music, Sparks. Yeah, just a really cool one. Lots of interesting covers on that one. And after that, 1988 was Peep Show. Here's my copy still in the shrink. The little hype sticker on there. The big track on that was Peekaboo, but one of my favorite tracks in here is The Killing Jar. Really, really great one. And The Last Beat of My Heart, which actually is my favorite song on this album. There's a phenomenal version of that one that was, I think, recorded at while they were on tour in Lollapalooza. And I think it's on the Twice Upon a Time, the singles collection. I think that's also on there as well. 1988. And then Superstition, which came out in 91, Kiss Them For Me. Great, beautiful video. Check out just that really, just great artwork on that one. And that one's pretty hard to find. And then that was followed by their final album, 1995's The Rapture. I'll show you my copy right there. That was produced by John Cale. Another little side note on that one is I actually saw Siouxsie and Budgie had a side project all the way back from 1981 called The Creatures. And I actually had seen The Creatures before I ever got to see Siouxsie The Banshees. And I saw The Creatures, I think it was in 1997. They played in a club right by Arizona State University called Gibson's. Saw lots of bands over the years. Low played there. And actually Peter Murphy did a show outside in the little courtyard that's in front of it back in 95. I saw Buddy Guy there. Anyways, so The Creatures played there with opening act John Cale, Velvet Underground. And he went on to produce The Rapture. So I think that wraps it up then for this feature. So once again, I'll show you guys Juju here. Pull out the sleeve just so you can kind of get an idea, see it in all of its glory. There's the band lyric sheet, and then this copy is on PVC. Yeah, very cool. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Look forward to reading your comments, and talk to you guys soon.